but the history is here. This is St. Peter's now, and we have a lot of history. We had a lot of congregation. Originally, I was in Oregon. There were 6 of us in a family. This is early history, you know. After I graduated from Portland High School, I was going to the university there, University of Oregon. My father died, and so I couldn't go to the university no more. And so what happened is that I took care of an old lady, and she gave me a room. And then I went to night school, to charrette designing school, and I graduated from that. And then I was involved with JACL, and then finally I met my husband. You know, I was a Buddhist before. We went through all this process, and finally we decided that my husband was Episcopalian. So in order to marry him, my family says, well, now you're going to change to Episcopal. Well, we accepted that. That's when I was around 20 years old. And we used to go to the convention, and they had one in Auburn. And so we went there, and then he was kind of chasing me, you know. and I didn't know nothing about it. Then finally, my mother-in-law kind of interviewed me. In the olden days, they inspect the family background and all that. Finally, they made an engagement party. And then here's my husband and me. Our Alps Hotel, there's a big hotel. It's a beautiful hotel. My father-in-law he's the one that ran that. And finally, what happened, the war started, you see. Now I'm going to go into camp. Now, the war started. See, my father-in-law was taken into prison. So my husband wanted to go to the war with my brother. And there's a group of us went to 442nd. My husband couldn't go. So the attorneys all wrote a document. And then finally went to Minidoka. He was chief person that took care of the camp from block 1 to block 42. And they had their education there. I went there, and these are the children that I was a teacher. But, you know, I wasn't a professional, but, you know. And these people, they grew up and they know me. They write to me. Yeah, this is my brother.
Oh.
He went to the war, and my husband wanted to go with him. And he saved the life of Senator Inoue. So I have a picture of him with Senator Inoue. You know, after the war, people evacuated, and they've gone everywhere. A lot of them went to Chicago. We have a beautiful church. You know how we got our church?
How did you get your church?
Well, because of my husband was in the diocese. We put a lot of money in there. This church, from the diocese, you know, from the diocese to the Trinity Parish gave us this place. We built it. But we the congregation supported it. You know how many people came to my wedding?
How many?
400 people.
Wow.
And I got a wedding picture. I never went away from our church.
Yeah.
Father Nakayama, he is the key person that came. The people that came to the United States at the beginning, in the early days, they've established Japanese community. You know, my father, for instance, came to America to establish, my mother had 6 children, and they've all doing well.
Wow.
And you know, now I've got relatives in Oregon. Now they've joined the Episcopal Church. Well, I tell you, we had chairs that lines up together. We used to drag and make a service here. And one hot day, my husband and I went out to the congregation and said, we're not going to drag our chairs around. That's when, and so when we shifted over to there was no pew or nothing. We said we're not going to be dragging it around, the chairs. And so we went out to the congregation. You know what? Each congregation family bought a pew. Maybe the Lord is keeping me alive to tell this story.